Alright, and we are back. So up next we'll go with, and I'm just gonna jump into it right away. So we're playing DoomFist, weird game, we defended well but struggled to take first point. I made some plays and fed a few times, tips on engagements and positioning would be nice. So DoomFist is a very self-sufficient, not self-sufficient, but he's one with non-transferable skills, right? So up next would be, if the game allows me, it would be Archeos. We'll see if it allows me though, so there's that caveat. This is cold. So you're playing DoomFist, you're asking for mostly tips on positioning and engagement. Which, honestly, it's basically the whole playstyle of DoomFist. You need to engage at the right time, with the right order of cooldowns, and you get free kills. Like, if you're set up at the right position, you just E into their team, shoot, uppercut, shoot, punch out, and you're fine. Didn't I already do a Doom review for you not that long ago? With that idea in mind? So to begin with, this is not a good position. Your engages are gonna be very difficult from this area, right? You can slam here and slam here maybe, but that's about all you can do. With DoomFist, you usually want to start in a position where you can like get around the enemy team, go for a squishy, not the tanks, because again, a vine is gonna be coming this way if there's a vine coming this way. So maybe start like here or up here, or find out one of the spots where you can glitch out as DoomFist. You can get up here, I believe, like up here. Yeah, basically just find one of those spots where you can just stand for a long time and be like, okay, I'm gonna engage on the enemy from this. You can start here if you want to. There, no one's gonna check this. It's very unlikely that people will check this area. So you can start here, right? Just uppercut, slam here or whatever. Get here, and when they go forward, you can engage with the slam, uppercut, and punch out. And you got a free kill, basically. Like, you could be here already, or here, or here, or wherever you want to, and you could have a free engagement on this Baptiste. You just kill the Baptiste and go out, or go out that way if you can't punch out that way. Whereas here, you're just waiting. Not only have you revealed yourself to the enemy team already, because this soldier is clearly shooting at you, but you just don't have a way to go, and now they've teleported, and it's like, do you have a good engagement on the point? Not really. Like, the slam is good, but... And, yeah, the big advantage with the slam is that it gives you shields apart from anything else. But you're just not engaging on the right people, like, why are you going at the tanks? Ana, you should have gone on that Ana, for example. Forget the teleporter, go on the Ana. Like, the punch, even that punch, I'm like, it's not good. The timing is good, but don't go on the D.Va. You're just dead, yeah. Oh, no, look at that. Archeops, who we are supposed to review next, is also on this game. That was just, honestly, that was, I think, bad positioning, which ended up on everything else. You don't want to give yourself out that early. Like, if the enemy can see you, then you are doing something wrong. With DoomFist, you want to be like a surprise engagement on the backline, kill something and get out. And you have like a really good opportunity, no matter where you want to stop. You can set up over here, inside here, behind them in the mega if you want to, so I do not recommend that one. Over here, like on this little thingy, you can get up to as well. So long as you let them through and the tanks are looking that way, you can go on the backline, kill something, get out by, you can slam, shoot, uppercut, shoot, then punch out, or punch that way, or just punch back here and wait for your cooldowns to get out, or whatever. But it is very important that you don't just engage on the tanks, and you don't go for random engages. Like, tanks are not what you can kill. It's very difficult to one-shot tanks with DoomFist. It's very difficult to one-shot tanks in general. So you don't go for the tanks, you go for the squishies. And I feel like this is the second DPS in a row where I'm just going like, dealing with the tanks is not really your job. There are some tank buster DPS, Like Hanzo and Reaper can deal with tanks really well. Even McCree can deal with some tanks really well. But it's usually not the DPS's job to go at the tanks. It's usually the DPS's job to go at the supports or the DPS at the squishies and kill them, right? You see the Diana's there? Just go for Diana. Do not use all of your cooldowns to get to Diana. Now you're gonna get slept and naded, most likely. Like, I'm just gonna guess that you get slept. She misses the sleep. She fucks up the sleep. And Urana comes to save with her own nade, so she can't end nade herself anymore. Urana saved that fight. Also, they ran through a little bit. Good punch into the wall. Unlucky. Just kill her though. You should be fine to just slam her and kill her. Yeah. Urana got that kill, by the way. It wasn't you, it was definitely Urana. No offense meant. Get the mega. Why did you not get the mega? Get the mega, then go back in. Also, again, this is not a really good place to engage from. If you were to do this before the fight happened, by the way, if you were to be like, okay, I'm gonna punch from here, then while I'm sliding on this, I'm gonna slam behind them, that's a good engagement, but you never did that. You just stayed here and did nothing, and then slammed the point. So if you want to go for this engagement, that's good, but you should be going for this engagement, not just not doing anything. Also, clearly you didn't have enough information, which is unfortunate, and this can happen. It's a lot easier when your team tells you, hey, they're coming in that way. You can correct at the last moment, but when you go in and there is nothing for you to get, then that's a problem. So this engagement is the type of engagement you can go for from this high ground, like jump, slam. But at this time you would be like, okay, maybe I see someone below me. But in this case, there's no one below you, and you just go like, oh, well, crap. You need to coordinate this with your team to be good, to do it perfectly. You can still go for the Bab. Like, yeah, you can still kill the Bab, that's good. Like, you can see how that engagement, even though it wasn't the perfect engagement, still got value, because you just landed behind the enemy tanks and in the middle of the enemy team, caused chaos, killed the Baptiste, and now you should just get out. Yeah. So that was a much better engagement in regards to timing. And in regards to target, like you went for the Baptiste, it just didn't work out, that you didn't have enough information to directly land on him. Also, don't go for the same engagement every time. Like, now would be a good time to do it. I'm like, you should do it now. Are you in a group with Booper? If you're in a group with Booper, I will tell you. Your right should say like, okay, go now. Just go, because there's an Ana you can get to. The fight's already happening, you took too long. Your team's already won this fight, in fact. This is good, you should have shot him. You could kill. Like, yeah! You're doing good when you're going in and getting value. That was pretty good. You're just not doing the right thing here. The right timing. And again, if you are gonna go for this type of rollout, you just need the information, right? I said at the beginning that just standing here is bad, because just standing here is bad. They see you, you go very late. If you're gonna go for that kind of engagement, you can go for it. I like it, it's a good idea. And you have clearly practiced it, because you've gotten it twice out of twice thus far. You just need to go at the right time. And a lot of going at the right time takes, well, I need my team to tell me what the right time is. Too early. Also, you fucked it up. Just after I said you've practiced it a lot, you've got it every time, you fucked it up, which is, I'll take the responsibility for that. But yeah, that. Like, I think that could have been good timing, maybe a little early, but I think it could have been good timing. But maybe now that you've actually got to wait for it, you may get the more value even. Because, like, when you try to go, the enemy team is not really in a position where your team can engage. And then you are forced to wait. And you should have gone now, but you cannot, because you don't have the punch. Good block from your right. And your monkey. No, your monkey was late actually, but... By the time you're going, you're probably gonna get value. It's not gonna be as much value as if you had gone early. But you're probably gonna be able to get some value. Oh. Good kill, but it's just so right. Like, you got out. Remember what they said about engaging at the right time? Don't use your ultimate, just die. Quietly, you just die. That could be big! That could be really big! You know what? You know what? You know what? I take it back. They did all run into a tight corridor and you did win the fight. I'm not sure you can win the point, but you did win the fight. Like, you have no tanks to contest, which is the problem here, clearly. But it's winnable, though. Ryan doesn't countercharge you. Ryan should definitely countercharge you. So, you got a lot of value out of the enemy's mistakes here. They all run into a very tight room and you made really good use of that. The Ryan didn't countercharge you. They didn't pressure you when you have no healers. You did win the fight though, like you did definitely fuck up the enemy's mistakes. Like you had a really good engagement on the enemy's mistakes. But you should have not won that fight. Like we can be clear that that was not a winnable fight, right? And it may still not be a winnable fight. Because your team's spawns are so long. And the enemy's team spawns are so short. But you did get value, I will definitely tell you that. Good kill. Is that a short game? It's actually a very short game. Maybe they do not win this fight. No, you, like... Congratulations, you did turn around the fight. Was it entirely because of you? I will say you had some merit to that, but the enemy team did all run into a very tight corridor. Where you could just slam them all in and kill 3 people, right? And then the Rhine doesn't countercharge you and the D.Va cannot kill you. And they actually came so close to capping. 87%. That if they had killed you, they would have won the fight. They just didn't. Several times over. The Rhine doesn't countercharge you. Everyone else runs into a very tight room. But you are very fond of this engagement and it's working for you. I do want to repeat, don't always go for exactly the same thing. And you need to work on your timing with this engagement, which, again, it's not so much on you as it is just make sure someone in your team is telling you, hey, yes, they are anywhere here that you can engage, because when you're going for this, you can basically go for anyone in that area, right? You didn't go for it this time. You just drop, which, honestly, I like this. I like the fact that you did not commit when they was not doing the words. I like the fact that you just drop and do not hard commit when there's literally nothing for you to go on. And you just reset. I like that. That is really good. I like that more than anything else you've done this game, right? I honestly like that retreat, being like, okay, there's no one here, more than anything else you've done. More than the triple kill with the slam, because I think that was mostly on the enemy. Free kill. Honestly, free kill. Irma is going for it, but I would slam that. If you get this kill, it's a 1-5. They only got a Brigitte for healing. Go on that Ana. Go on that Ana. Why are you not going on that Ana? You saw the Ana. It's not just me thinking. It's not just me thinking. It's not just me being able to see through walls, right? Like you actually see the Ana. Right here. Just go for the Ana. You go behind them instead, which is... You don't go behind them, you just mess up that punch. But it's okay. And this engagement is bad. Again, tank's bad choice. Reaper's not a good one either. You get some value, but... we don't win this fight, but it's not thanks to you, like... We stand kill the Ana who was there and you should have helped kill. And then the Brigitte overextended and... You basically didn't do a lot that fight. So on the point, you should contest the point. Yeah, that's fine. That's a free kill. Yeah. Good punch. Do they cap this? No way they cap this. No, we just won. Okay. They are just fading because it's 5 seconds. So what do you think of your play thus far? I think you've got good ideas, for sure. And you just need to make better on executing them, right? Like this idea of standing behind is really, really good. Quite literally will win you fights if you coordinate it a little bit better. You've gone the very first one, you just never went. You quite literally never went on the very first fight. On the second fight, you went for it and you got value, you got out. That was really good. It wasn't perfect because you didn't really have anyone to go on, right? You didn't time it perfectly, but that requires information from your team, and you still got value by just being a disruption behind them and killing the Baptiste and then getting out. So, at the third one, you went in way too late, you fucked up the punch, you went in way too late, your team was already dead, you hard committed to the slam, and still managed to get value, which, congratulations. You killed 3 people, and then when they contested the point and they didn't kill you, or countercharge you. And then on the fourth one, you did the best one ever, where you just went like, punch, wait, there's no one here, I'm just gonna drop, reset, which was the right idea. Should have gone on Diana, should have made sure your punch went through and went to the backline, ended up engaging all the tanks. Doesn't matter, you are still probably gonna win this. Or maybe it's a draw actually, looking at the time left. Wait, no, it cannot be a draw with 80 something percent. But hopefully I can get through to you the idea that while this is really good, what you are doing is really good and you're getting a ton of value, you just need to communicate more with your team. Like, if you're playing with anyone in your team, especially like the Reinhardt, who can speak forward, or like a tank or whatever, and they can tell you, hey, now they are on this corner right now, then you can start charging up your punch when they are on the corner, and they are gonna push forward, right? And you're like doing this, and they are now the choke. The backline is here, and you slam on the backline, right? That's basically it. Or where your tank can tell you, hey, they are on this corner, they are pushing forward on this corner, or pushing forward on this corner. Now is the time. You go, and you go, and you kill, and you get out, and you go, right? It does require like these blind, quote unquote, blind engagements, because this is clearly a blind engagement, right? When you punch and go for this, you don't know what's on the other side. They depend on whether you have good timing or not. If you go for this and there's no one here that you can get, then tough luck. If you wait for your team to tell you, hey, going that way, or hey, going that way, and they are just like, okay, now is a good time, you can just be like, okay, gonna punch that way, and then I'm gonna slam that way if they're coming that way, or under, and you can take a look, and I'll be like, if your Ryan tells you they're coming this way, you can aim further left. The Ryan tells you they're coming this way, you can do this as normal. Then you can slam behind them and do the thing and get the squishies and whatnot. Overall, I think you're getting value, for sure. I think you're doing good. I do think you could be doing a lot better though. And it mostly comes down to blind engagements not being as good as engagements with information. Because technically, I think none of your actual engagements went as you wanted them to go, right? Like, you did get the first time you did nothing. You just ended up going on point because you didn't do it. The second time, you had no one. You ended up getting value anyway, but it still didn't go as you planned. On the third one, everyone in your team was dead. I think maybe you had one in there where you killed the Baptiste and got out. That one where you just went in, slammed the Baptiste, uppercut, and got out was the best one, of course. You will watch it again afterwards, no problem. But yeah. And again, this is pretty good, right? You've using 2 cooldowns to set up. Don't go in yet because you've got no cooldowns, but using your cooldowns to set up is really good. Like, this is good. Now, honestly, what you do here is you drop, you get the mega, or you get this mega. Usually that one so that they don't see you here. You go somewhere else, like back here, or take this, or to the point, or whatever else you want to, and then take a re-engagement. Because you're missing some health, and you could get that health back. Yeah, you are doing that. And now, you made a decision. Like, that was definitely the right call. It took you a little longer than you should have, but it's the right call. Don't... Okay. I was gonna say don't punch or use your cooldowns on the turret, but we break the turret instead. And now it's quite just a matter of who do you go on. Honestly, this is a really tempting target. McCree. Baptiste could be good if you find him. I don't see him right away though. Oh, yeah, he's right there, but you can't really see him. You can see him, it's just difficult. But I would go on the McCree or the Baptiste. Not on the Ryan, not on the Diva. Maybe on Brigitte, but probably not on Brigitte. Did their McCree try to shoot their own turret? Okay. You took too long to engage, they see you. Again, a big part of this is they should not be seeing you. Like, you should be going as fast as you can so they don't have the time to react to you. If they know where you're coming from and when you're coming from, they can just stun you, right? This is actually a good engagement on the Brigitte. Like, slam the Brigitte. The problem is that Brigitte should have bashed you. She should have bashed you, she didn't. But she should have bashed you and whipped you, and you would have probably died. Again, she didn't. The engagement itself is good, but when they see you coming, they can react a lot better. Bash you, whips you away. Little late, but she actually doesn't even whip you away. You can see how if they... Oh, she does there. You can see when if they see you coming or if they get any help, then you're just not gonna get the kills. Back up punch, but it's okay. Wait for your team, your run is dead, your monkey just fed, but just wait, yeah, just wait. I don't like that. Like, your damage, you don't do enough damage at this range to worry even about the shield. The shield's just gonna recharge. Yeah. Right? Don't engage on the front line. You have been doing really good about going for non like, you had one bad engagement, right? You actually had two bad engagements, but the worst one was you just slammed on the front line and they just deleted you. And you had one where you slammed on the front line, but your team was already dead and you just didn't get value. Don't punch in front of them. That's the biggest thing you can do, is start charging up a punch in front of the enemy, because they got stun damage, fire strike, counter pin damage, can boop you away, damage. Don't do that. Punching from the front line into the front line is the worst thing you can do. You can use it to set up some weird plays, like maybe you only tap the Reinhardt slightly rather than forward charging a punch. You just tap the Reinhardt to pop him back a little bit and your Rein maybe can get a shatter or some kind of cutesy play like that. Don't do this again, okay? Okay, you're back. So again, just what is your approach to this fight? Don't punch the front line, right? We've seen that doesn't work. Just uppercut here. Uppercut, take the high ground. You can slam. Don't punch the front line. Much better idea. Then you give it up. Good kill from McCree. You're doing nothing. You're quite literally doing nothing on the attack. You had a really good idea on the attack at the very first point. Just going for this. Taking the high ground, resetting, and then going in. But you fucked up the timing a little bit and the information a little bit. And you also let yourself be known before going in. Why did you only say that you can engage on C, confirming he has stun and probably won't kill him? If you engage on a McCree, when McCree doesn't know where you are, that's fine. You can probably kill the McCree before he has time to turn around and stun you. If you engage on McCree and the McCree does know where you are, then you're kind of fucked, right? It's basically a matter of, hey, if McCree doesn't know where you are and you just throw him up in the air, he's got to be like, okay, I'm going to turn around. I have to hit the DoomFist with the stun, because you cannot stun the ground or around the DoomFist and get the stun off when you're that close. I have to turn around, hit the DoomFist with the stun, and even then, I probably will not have good enough. You can't right-click DoomFist in the air. You can, but you will miss a lot of shots. Because you're falling and DoomFist can punch away. And even then, DoomFist can just be like, okay, I just get... But in this case, it's like, if they know where you are, you lose a lot of that advantage of, well, the DoomFist is coming, so I can stun him before he stabs me, right? Or before he uppercuts me. If you have the time to be like, just like this. If you have the time to be like, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna slam the McCree from behind. The McCree doesn't know you're here, so you just slam the McCree, uppercut immediately, and the McCree's like, what? Fuck. And then you can either kill him, or even if you don't kill him, you can probably get out. But if they know where you are, you cannot do that. And a big part of DoomFist is the, hello, I'm here, you're dead, I'm out. Rather than just knowing where you go. Don't engage in the front line, just You almost died there. You could have died very easily. I think I actually said that. I think I actually said, wait, no, fuck, you gave yourself out. And well, now that they know where you are, you cannot longer engage. And then he went on Brick, and even Brick was like, oh, well, just stun you. I like that, though. Like, I remember what I said earlier about setting up for ideas for the plans. A quick punch on someone is a really good way to get a shatter. Like, a really quick punch on the Reinhardt is the best way to allow your Reinhardt to get a good shatter off, right? And here, that's exactly what happens. You actually fully charge the punch, which is, you shouldn't fully charge the punch if you're going for this, but I'm still fine with it. You punch the Rein, you time it really good with your own shatter, and it ends up being just really, really good. And it's okay for you to go on shatter targets and just confirm the kills. You don't miss that though, but there's the kill. Now just get out of the way of McCree. Too late, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I would say it's fine. It may look like I lost fight anyway. Yeah, it's a lost fight anyway, unfortunately. We put Primal, so maybe not. But I'm okay with that. Like, you punching the Rein and creating space for the Shadow is a really good play. Good kill. Should just be clean up at this point. Just tap the break, just tap the break, just tap the break. Okay, good. We should have it. You dueled the turret! Like, you were actually in a good position. This turret is not even contesting you. And you see the turret and you're like, oh, I'm gonna stand in front of the turret, take a bunch of damage, shoot the turret, and now you're down to like 60 HP. And then D.Va just kills you. If you had full health and you were just ready on this corner or behind the bell, this would have been fine. You should not have. Too long, don't read. You should not have died here. You just lost like 150 HP to the turret. And like, if you have you and Reinhardt fighting Orisa and D.Va, that's definitely a fight you can win. And your team is coming back earlier, of course. Your Rein does too. Man, do we lose this because of that single mistake? If we lose this because of that, I will be very upset. Not literally, but yeah, you should not lose because of that. Like, please don't lose because of that. Also, get the Mega, get the Mega, get the Mega! Oh my god, you're gonna die. You had to use Meteor Strike against the Lucio because you refused to get the Mega. Okay, you get out with Meteor Strike, which, this is good. You should get the Mega, but this is good. Like, you should either slam on top of the Mega or just slam right next to it together. Like, your team is not gonna be able to heal you right now. Like, everyone's investing resources. We need to push forward. Your tanks are taking a ton of damage. Your healers are not gonna take the time to heal you. Much less at your rank. Just go for the Mega. Go for the Mega. Go for the Mega. Go for the Mega. I cannot say this enough. You are basically a flanker. You should be using Megas and Minis a lot. You could have just taken the Mega and be back in the fight a lot earlier. And your Baptiste could have stayed and healed your Rein a lot earlier too. Looks like we may win this anyway, but you basically got no value that fight, I'll be honest. Okay, you clean up on McCree probably, yeah. So you got some value, but it's just cleanup. We already won the fight. DoomFist is really good at cleanup. Yeah, we win. Okay. Very important that you engage with information and don't give yourself out too early. I think those are actually the two things I said at the very beginning. Quite literally the first two things I said. Don't give yourself out, which I did tell you because the soldier was shooting at you. Don't let them know where you are very early, and you need to make sure you are engaging on the enemy backline like at a reasonable time, which becomes a lot faster, a lot easier if you have information. Your engagement idea was good. Like, you had that one, you had this one, then you reset and went for it. But you just gave yourself out on on the very first play of the attack, I think you were doing really good, and then you gave yourself out, which just meant that the enemy team can counter you a lot easier, and you did not take the Mega. I don't know what you have against Megas. If you need to go over the maps and learn them, go over the maps and learn them. Like, there's one over here, there's one over here, there's a Mega right... There's a Mega right there, there's a Mega over... No, that's a Mini, sorry. There's a Mega right here and a Mini over there. I think those are all of the ones from first. You got minis, of course. You got a mini over there. You have a mini right here. Yeah, right there. You have a mini over here. So minis are also okay to take, but just as DoomFist, just know where the megas are. There's a mini over there, right? Like for a second, there's a mega over here. There is a mini over here. You've got a mega right inside here. A mini down there. A mini down there. A mega over here. And those are, I believe, all of them. I think so, at least. I said it's mega, right? Yeah. Okay. So those are all the megas in the map and the minis in the map. Learn them, use them. They are good, really good for flankers. That's not the major issue. Like, the major issue is definitely your engagements. I can resume it in a single word: information. Which information actually acts in two ways. You want to limit what is my writing today? Limit enemy info. So don't tell them where you're coming from. Don't let them see you before you engage. Go in and get out as fast as you can, and get as much information as you can, usually by communication, right? But if you know, well, the enemy team is pushing through this choke right now, it makes it out easier for you to be like, okay, I'm gonna engage on them right now, and I know there's gonna be someone here. And you can make corrections last second, like maybe you punch and you are here and you see that there's a Baptiste here. Maybe, you know what, maybe there's like a Diva here, but Baptiste is here, and you can be like, okay, instead of slamming here, I'm gonna slam the Baptiste over there. You can make those corrections last moment, but just knowing when there is going to be someone here or wherever you want to go is really good, and that just takes a little communication. Okay, but honestly, your mechanics were not bad. Your mechanics were, I think, were actually pretty. If I am remembering correctly, and you are the same DoomFist I reviewed earlier, then your mechanics have definitely come a long way, and your cooldown rotation has definitely come a long way. You just need to make sure you're engaging better. With more information, I think is the key. Because a lot of the time you're just engaging blind and you don't know what to do, and you're just like, I slam whatever I can, or I slam nothing. Okay, that said, I'm gonna take a 3-minute break. Hopefully the game will not kick me out, but we will see. But yeah, I'll be right back.